Pounders, welcome back. Post Super Bowl draft in the rooms have been crazy. I was drafting during the Super Bowl like a sicko, obviously, just doing some little boards because wasn't really paying full attention. Oh my God. First off, like one of those rooms, Debo went at 35. I had a room that had 11 badgeless people in it. So you have to think people are getting that $10 sign-on bonus, getting people to sign up, getting all their buddies to join Underdog. So the rooms have been pretty light, which is so good for us, right? It's good for people that do the research and getting more noobs on board to donate to the overall goal of taking down a best ball tournament. Let's have a peek here. The fill rate right now is at 15%. So we'll have another update coming to the draft guide in roughly 10%. Going to go through and readjust all the values based on where the players have adjusted to. And if you're interested in that, link is in the description to any tier of the Patreon. Man, it's filling pretty quick. Not going to lie, 15%. We're going to have the next big thing will be the NFL draft, the combine, the NFL draft. And we'll have more information on all these players. So that is really what we're looking forward to next. Little snippet of information. Looks like Pittsburgh's going to part ways with Mitch Trubisky. And that's not really the big news. The big news is Arthur Smith being the offensive coordinator for the Titans in 2019, 2020, when Ryan Tannehill made his little playoff run back-to-back, of course, on the back of Derrick Henry. But now Arthur Smith going to Pittsburgh, looks like there is a chance that he's going to try to get Ryan Tannehill to tag along there. Not to say that how confident am I in Ryan Tannehill playing 8 games this season and Kenny Pickett, you're probably going to see both at some point. But if you get stuck at QB at the end, someone that's going to be low owned right now, we'll see with the signing if people start to mix him in some more. But it's a pretty gross situation there. But I mean, look where we're drafting Pickens. Look where we're drafting Deontay Johnson. Freiermuth, sure, he's fallen to like the 140 range, but even Najee, it's 3 players basically in the top 110, top 10 rounds. So probably should be mixing in the QB there, making a guess, especially in a 20-round draft. Dennis says, when do we join the draft? This is going to be a little tribute to the Patreon members, a little tribute to the YouTube memberships. If that interests you, you can join. I think there's a little join button somewhere on there on the YouTube machine. But the Patreon will also get you the draft guide, every single update for the big board, as well as Best Ball Mania all the way through the summer. Staff, welcome to the live stream. Bindles, what's going on, guys? Logan got here early. Frank, Too Cool Rad. You guys are the best. Super Bowl. My prediction was wrong. I said San Fran's going to win if Purdy doesn't throw a pick. I guess we weren't thinking CMC was going to fumble on the opening drive. The extra point miss. It was a good game. It was a close game. Defensive stops, defensive turnovers in key moments. Mahomes is that guy. He's just clutch. And that's a statistic that you can't put a number on. The clutch factor. I mean, Brady had the same thing. So you're seeing a lot of people trying to stir this Brady Mahomes conversation already. And obviously I'm a Pats guy, but Mahomes, he has it. Like he's a clutch dude. It's too early to tell. But my God, what a start to this dude's NFL career. Insane. What an insane start. All right. So guys, episode 9, big board. We're jumping in. Let's get this up. Waiting on 2. Waiting on 1. The YouTube members have been tipped off. The Patreon members have been tipped off. Maybe we get a couple people in the chat. Okay. Frank here at 2, Logan in 3, Vapeware at 4, Shock Trauma at 7. You guys snuck in here with us and I haven't called you out. Steph here at 10 and Dennis here at 11. This will be a fun one. And of course, we're in the 9 spot. Like, what else is new? What else is new? I had a draft, like I said, during the Super Bowl where we got CeeDee Lamb at 4. We then got DJ Moore at 21 and who's our third pick? Nico Collins at 28. Just like, what is happening? The 12 spot got Brees and Amon-Ra. It was completely badgeless room. 11 people badgeless during the Super Bowl. Wild. Wild. Got a little bit of news too about Josh Jacobs. Potentially the team keeping him depending on price. Maybe we do have to start mixing in a little Jacobs. Like, I'd prefer Jacobs over Kamara. Right now, I'd probably prefer Aaron Jones over Jacobs still with that news, but that's becoming close. And Zamir White hopefully starts to fall with this news, and then I would start to buy him when he gets to this Kendre range, just because I'm at 5% Zamir and 52% Kendre. So CMC, Lamb, Jefferson, Tyreek, Jamar Chase at 5. Shilly, this name's familiar. Yeah, back half Pat. Like, I'm gonna start selling t-shirts. Like 9-hole t-shirts. It's the only position that exists this summer. Logan says, wow, finally a good pick. Pick it from 3. Got in the overflow, Charles says. You were close too. Davis, welcome to the live stream, my man. All right, I think I know what's going to happen here. Let's bring in Bijan. Steph and Dennis both behind us. Steph brings in Gibbs. Shout out to Pounder Brian Bonner. Absolutely crushed. Best ball playoffs. We had a sweat. We were in first for a little bit, tied with Crash Rich in the summit. And then Juwan Jennings happened. What the fuck? All right. Mahomes wins the Super Bowl. You pull him to 12. Yikes. All right. So this will help us get one of these 3 receivers. Oh, shit. Fuck. Realistically, I wanted one of these 2. I don't understand why not just go Mahomes Rice there if you're gonna pull Mahomes there. Let's do a little different start. Let's bring in Marvin Harrison Jr. ADP falls pretty well in line, I believe, with both Trey McBride here at 57. He goes where? 51. So we would need a little slide. His ADP just keeps rising. And then Kyler goes where? He goes right in this range too. 92. Ugh. Yeah, so that's fine. 88. We'd have to that'd be fine. If we just make a little projection that Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to the Cardinals. And then at 105, let's have a peek. James Conner is at 85. You used to be able to get them pretty easily on a line if you want them. But with Trey McBride rising, it's not as easy to get this Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride from the 9 spot at least. Maybe from 7 You get him at 18. You get McBride here. His ADP is like 51, so you would still need a little slide here. Yeah, used to be much easier. The badgeless wonders, yeah, just donating to us. We love that. James Conner is he. Davis, you worried at all about them bringing in someone else besides, that late addition of Michael Carter? It feels like they have to at least touch at the position. And with the player that they know gets hurt every year, touching the ball around 230 times, 240, like 220. Yeah, somewhere in that range. Like every year he gets hurt. Like he's on pace. Like he gets hurt every year. This is with injuries too. He's touching the ball a shit ton, which is good. But if they were to try to make a playoff run, you need you guys healthy at the end of the year. Mostert at 91 still feels good. And this is just a take on, can Achane stay healthy with a full workload? Like, I think Achane's going to make the jump. But just like Tyreek Hill at the end of the season, they started to manage his reps. Achane, smaller dude, might be a little more at injury risk. I think Mostert's actually pretty fairly priced as well. And then I have a teardrop right after Brian Robinson Jr. Been trying to scoop some more Chase Brown, but not at 110. I really hate this ADP. All right, who's coming back to us? Vapeware with a Tyreek Hill, Debo, Olave start. Logan with JJ, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman. Dude, all the pounders just pissing. Neighbors would have been nice here. Well, back-to-back rookies. For me, it's probably Waddle here. We'll see who comes back to us. You could also go like Jalen Hurts and try to get Devonta Smith back. I'm cool with that play as well. Steph goes Evans. Steph, where's the ideal landing spot? Where would you like to see Evans land? Because it seems like, say, over 50% chance, probably over around 75% chance he returns back to Tampa Bay. The reach up again. It's not too crazy of a reach, but 36. Yeah, it's not. I just have Kelsey ranked pretty far down. Ridley, go get your guys, 12 spot. Go get your guys. Here we go. Dennis does the Hurts Devonta Smith with AJ Brown. That's fun. And it's on Steph. This is a fun spot. I like Keenan Allen in this range. I love Lamar. Where we're getting Travis Etienne 9 picks after ADP, and he's not someone that I'm really mixing in at ADP. I feel like this is probably a good spot to bring him in here. I like Drake London in this spot too, but you can't say that there's still not there's unknown in Atlanta still at QB. So we assume they're going to have an upgrade over Ritter and that OC head coach. And we do have Bijan. If ETN's not there, if the fall's not there, and we're in line with like Pacheco, we probably do go Drake London there. Get that Atlanta correlation. Dude, this is the best. Chili. This name's familiar. Cup goes at 43. Steph with Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, and Keenan Allen start. This is a fiery hot start right here. AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, and Jalen Hurts. That's a super fun start as well. The only thing I will say with Jalen Hurts and having 2 receivers, it feels like, I guess the argument for having these guys like and making a playoff push would be one guy goes off one week, the next goes off the next week, because they're typically not going off in the same week. And that probably has something to do with Jalen Hurts putting so many touchdowns in the end zone just on the ground. 15 on the ground. And, like, Goddard's price is basically free. Goddard at 110. Hasn't had his breakout season yet. Every year is the breakout season for Goddard. Super stash with CMC, Barkley, Devontae Adams, Mari Cooper, Jordan Addison. Pretty balanced. Logan brings in A-Rich with Michael Pittman. I like that. Yeah, A-Rich seems to be consistently going before Stroud in sharper rooms. Ah, there's the vape. There's the vape. We don't get the follow McBride. Now we're looking for alternative plans. We might be going hyper fragile with this build. I don't like hyper fragile running back builds, especially this time of year when you do have running backs that are super mispriced from pick 90 to probably like probably the last round. But because there's so much uncertainty with this group here, some of these guys are going to smash. So it does suck to go hyper fragile and go 4 running backs before pick 110 because you're missing out on someone that's going to be an extreme value. Fuck. May as well pair people you don't go often on the same team. That's what I'm feeling right now. If we go RB here, we're not going another running back until round like 14. Not a huge Kittle guy. McLaurin could be a fine pick here too. Let's see who falls back to us. We're basically hoping one of these receivers falls back to us. Aaron Jones. My typical click in this range. But I usually don't have 2 RBs through 4. So this will definitely end up a different build, which I'm fine with because I've been drafting in the same spot for so long that let's do something different. Eddie, welcome to the live stream. There he is. Shilly in the 6th spot. Amon-Ra, Achane, Laporta, Cooper Kupp, and Rome. Nice. Let's go. Okay, so we're getting one of these receivers. Now it's which one do we want? What's pretty cool is we do have correlation with Jason and Kirk with the RBs. Fuck. But we didn't want JSN. Oh, shit. All right. I might go Godwin here over both of them. I don't mind Pickens. Pickens is fine too. I'm typically going Pickens here, so let's mix it up. Let's go Godwin. We'll drag him to 64. Up in 13 picks, 81 and 88. Sort of peek ahead that range. And again, like this is going to be a bad range for receivers. So we had to bring in at least one receiver there. Otherwise, we're going to be in rough shape. All right. We'll see who comes back to us. Yeah, this dude is an absolute. He's just gone rogue. He's gone rogue. He's got one receiver through 6 rounds, and he's up in like 16 picks. That's not the typical situation you want to put yourself in. Not the Get the gone rogue emojis out. Eric Henry. Bowers going at 70. Little reach up for Logan. Go get your guy. I think we were just talking about this in the Discord that Logan's reaching right in this range to get Bowers in a majority of his drafts. Dak goes at 71 to the Lamb team. Eckler 72. I like Vape start too. 4 receivers, gets McBride at 52, and then gets Henry to fall 8 picks. If you guys just join us, go down, slap a like on the live stream. We are on a mission to get to 1,200 subs, and we may be flirting with the idea of another 24-hour live stream if we can get to 2,000 subs before NFL kickoff. We have months to get there. Tajay Spears at 76. I think that's a small fall, right? Yeah, about 6 picks. We're up in 4. I have an idea of what I want to do. We'll see if the people let us do it. We have so many options, which is nice. Borrow off the board to the chase team. And I wish I could get, honestly, I wish I can get more borrow. See, Ingram would have been nice for us here because it would have opened up T-Law. And then also Kirk would have been nice, but Steph sniped us because we would have had the double. And then again would have opened up T-Law. We're not going RB here. I think we have to go tight end. I don't know if I trust this dude, but yeah, we have to go tight end here. Najee gone before Joe Mixon. Watson off the board. Let's pull this chat out here so I can see it. This guy goes a third QB. I was worried that this was randomly going to be like a Kyler pick for no reason. Jordan Love off the board. See what Steph does. Logan says, I think Bowers will go to Indy. She goes Herbert. I'm going to bring in Kyler here and just make a small bet that Marvin Harrison Jr. ends up in Arizona. We'll see. We'll see. Pending trades in the draft. What Chargers have is it the 5th overall pick? So if they want to bring in Bowers there, that's high for a tight end. Steph goes, I don't want JSN. I was trying to sell it though, you know? You can't fault me for trying to sell it. Top of the queue, looking shiny. I don't mind. I really don't mind Godwin versus Kirk. I'd probably rather Godwin, but where I had the correlation and then it just opens you up for a late T-Law. I like that because I like T-Law's ADP and he would have fell to us right in this range too. Who knows? Maybe we snipe him anyways. And then this guy could go a 4th QB. That's the thing. Like, you can't trust the 12 spot right now. He's got 1 receiver still through 8 rounds. Yeah, you know that late Parker Washington pick for that correlation with ETN. That's the piece you need. Or Zay Jones. Zay Jones seems like a fair price to just mix in at the end, but Parker Washington looked pretty good. He's been one of my fun clicks to get some extra correlation with T-Law. Nice. This guy brings in his third QB, but he's still pretty balanced. We'll see how his tight ends end up because giving up tight end here at 92, not getting one of these guys, you automatically have to go 3. And even with your first tight end being Pitts or Ferguson, you probably still need 3. So we'll see what E. Garcia does. But I'm not a big fan of this naked Purdy pick. And that's exactly why we created this. Ready for this? We gotta get the naked QB emojis out. Damn, he's on auto vape. See, that's what when you're live streaming, you don't always catch that. Who's next in the queue? Too bad it wasn't another QB. Shilly goes Goff. Damn, Shock brings in T-Law with Ingram. Gets his second QB. Williams off the board. We weren't interested. I need a receiver here. We can honestly double tap receiver if we want. Let's bring in Deontay Johnson here. I'd probably like Myers over Johnson in this range, but Myers went early. We'll put Steph on the clock. We're definitely going T-Law here, by the way. If T-Law's here at 105, just making it work because I think he's a good value. Probably have to double tap receiver in this range. This guy finally brings in his second receiver, and it's Mike Williams, someone that's going to play 8 games. And he goes running back. I like the Franklin click by Steph. She's got her 6th receiver. You got to think this is going to be Goddard here. Goes to Mir. Surprised. 18 picks early. I like this click. I like the Daniels click. Let's go Daniels here. Gonna have a little more rushing upside than Caleb. Which means landing spot I'm not worried about as much. And if we think, if I think Jaden Daniels probably ends up on the Pats at pick 3, if not Marvin Harrison. So we should be bringing in some Patriots receivers later, like Douglas and a couple rookies. Pretty balanced start, though. This is going to be a 3 tight end team. It needs to be. Having Steph on my right does help, though, because I know we like some of the same players, especially later. Goddard goes finally at 115. It's going to make it rough. It's going to make it rough. Yeah, we'll see about this. They would get so much flack for doing that. They would get so much flack. Honestly, even better. Like, for a player like Jane Daniels, you could get other teams trading into that position, right, that need a QB. It would be need a QB or want to steal Marvin Harrison Jr., I would think, at 3. So depending what they're getting for a price there, like, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably the surest thing in the NFL draft. Um, what does he do for the Patriots this year? I mean, he's gonna help you win a couple more games. You're gonna have a number 1 receiver, but who's gonna be your QB? You gonna bring in Fields? You gonna bring in someone dusty like Kirk? We'll see what they do. We'll see. There's always so much speculation, and then everyone gets proven wrong, like Bryce Young going to 1. Everyone was so certain Stroud was going 1. Should've probably. Garcia auto picks, Ty Chandler. Love that. Get Ty Chandler off the board. Yes, please, and thank you. Shaheed gone? Honestly, don't mind taking Schultz here. Let's go Schultz. Not gonna be a bad second tight end, especially if he re-signs in Houston, which I think he will. Musgrave off the board? Alex not liking the Najee pick. The ADP is fine, though. The ADP is fine. For the amount of touches he's gonna get for 3 yards a carry, that's fine. Adam Thielen, my god. Okay, so this was a snipe. Michael Wilson at pick 132. Nothing like going 18 picks before ADP for your guy, right? I'm probably not even going him at 136. I'm probably waiting to see if he drops me at 153, so this wasn't in play here for me. All right, Steph, what do you got in the rabbit's hat? Pull it out. Come on. Come on. What do you like here? Let's see it. Come on. Don't be scared. All right. We're just going to bring in Pat Fry, and we'll be done at tight end. We got our little Pittsburgh correlation. And now we have to smash receivers, bring in a late QB, add a couple high upside RBs, and this team's done. Pick 153 and 160. Yeah, I like this range. We can make this range work. We can make this range work. Wicks off the board at 139. I feel like Wicks goes off the board early, though. I'd much rather go RB in this range. Bashili's team's balanced. He's in a good spot. Probably needs one more QB, I would think, but he's in a good spot. Oh, shit. His team autos its 4th QB. Oh, shit. Watch him get Rodgers, too. He could end up with Rodgers. Otherwise, he's autoing one of these receivers or running backs. You have to think that someone's going Rodgers, especially with the auto team having 4 QBs. Yeah. Vape said, "Screw it. I'll grab my second QB now with no correlation." Don't blame him. He can get a late Conklin or Lazard, Israel Abanikanda, something crazy. Damn. Yeah. Says had to. You start to get nervous because especially the amount of teams to your left that need a QB. Like Logan has 1 QB and it's just a rich. King of Kings only had 1 QB and the one spot had no QBs. So I I don't really blame you for going QB there. And now we're seeing the QBs get pushed up. Drake May goes at 143, and Baker goes at 144. Deshaun Watson goes at 145, so he double taps. Which this helps us because I'm not going another QB until the last round. I know we're not going to be super strong at QB, but at least we do have 2 QBs with rushing upside. So I'm pretty comfortable with the floor they provide. Logan says, no, I waited to pick May. Everyone wants Drake May. All right, Worthy doesn't make it back to us. 147 off the board. Lad gone. The Pounders are wide receiver hungry right now for rookies. This guy's going to auto Khalil Herbert. Teams to my right all need tight ends too, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these tight ends fly off the board as well. The 4-4-4 start. 4-5-4 now, auto drafter. Just donating $10. McLaughlin off the board. Kendra off the board. Yeah, there's no way Kendra is making it back to me, huh? Probably a good thing, though. Probably a good thing because I would have to click them. Just in case Jane Daniels ends up on the Pats, we'll bring in Demario Douglas here. Maybe have a double. No. There's no chance to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jane Daniels. I saw something. Someone was steaming up like the Bears trading for the Pats' second or third overall pick, somehow putting like an extra first or 2 in the future plus Fields, and them grabbing Marvin Harrison Jr. at 3 and Caleb at 1. It's like, there's no way. There's no way. The Bears aren't capable of making a trade that good. Probably Wandell here, I think. Let's just click it. Go Wandell. Now we're feeling a little better about our receiver room for sure. We have 3 solid tight ends. And our running back room is solid still with these 3. So 1 late QB, and we're just going to pad the room in running back and receivers still. And really, like this time of year, you're just looking to create balanced teams. And obviously you're projecting those high upside spots in ambiguous running back rooms, all that. He's auto drafting in a second draft too. Dude, it's so annoying though, because 20 picks, that's 10 minutes. He's taking 30 seconds each pick. This dude is taking 10 minutes alone. Just like, come on. I did like how Underdog had if you auto pick twice, it pushed the plane. I think that should be for individual drafts though. Like if you auto pick in one room and you auto pick in another, it shouldn't put you on auto in every room. It should be if you miss 2 in each specific room, in my opinion. Bump it up to 3 if you want, but like to have us sit here for 20 rounds is pretty damn annoying, not gonna lie. The rookie Sanders has been steamed up. I like this click. I watched this kid's highlights again today. Just looks like he'd be one of those players that would be NFL ready. He definitely has some red flags, but Lloyd, he's being steamed up by Hayden right now. He's like convinced he's going to end up a Charger. I have the 2 clicks I want in the back of my head. Garcia is going to end up auto clicking Palmer or likely. Palmer falling 13 picks right now. Derek Carr off the board. Yeah. Yeah, so Vape gets his QB room solidified with the car pick. This guy's gonna auto Joshua Palmer. Which I'm surprised. Nah, I guess I'm not. It's probably more important to bring in Carr here with Olave than it is to get another tight end. Ray Davis off the board, Zay Jones off the board, Sanders. Steph's not happy about this one. Steph's not happy about that one. Sanders over likely too. Probably gonna go one of the rookies that I like here in Roman Wilson. We could do a 4 QB build because we're gonna have an extra pick. Yeah, she brings in likely, which I don't think she's gonna be too mad about getting likely 14 picks after ADP as her third tight end too. Dobbins off the board at 179. Would you be quiet? You're gonna screw all my picks. I said it after. I held this one quiet. If I didn't have my third tight end in Pat Fryermuth, I was going Sanders here. Like, that was my plan. And that's why it's helpful to have you on my right. It's just like poker. You want your strong players on the right of you. Let's see what Steph does. I don't think I love going 4 tight ends with this build, to be honest. Oh, Gibson's gone, dude. The 12 spot finally made a click that, like, makes sense. Yeah, it's gonna throw me off. Gross. Let's go Hyatt. It's gonna throw me off. I would have loved Antonio Gibson there. We're done at receiver. We're likely done at receiver, I should say. We have 4 picks left. We need 2 running backs. 2 RBs. We can go a QB. And then we're gonna have a bonus pick where we can go either a 6th running back or a 4th QB. We just have to see who's on the board. I know I have a free pick. Like, I have a free pick with my last pick. I'm very confident of that. Elijah Moore falls to 188. This is actually probably like the best pick for the auto drafter in a room that needs wide receivers. Wow, he gets Conklin to fall back to 189. Nice. It's like on ADP, right? But yeah, it's basically right on ADP, but with Rodgers because he had naked Rodgers. So that does feel good. Nice fate. Really nice. Logan brings in Gus Edwards at 190. Just feels bad to go one of these RBs. It feels bad to go Hyatt too, but at least where we have a pretty good room for receivers. Like, we have Godwin, we have Waddle, who should provide consistency. We have Deontay Johnson, Demario Douglas. Like, we have these guys that provide a pretty good floor. Like, why not go a burner type like Hyatt? And then where we have a rookie QB where we don't know necessarily where he's going to end up, they're probably going to add to the QB room, I would think, in New York. So we could get lucky with the double stack. We'll double tap at tight end here. Damn, Steph says Evan's going to Titans in this story to join Will Levis. Malik Washington off the board. Damian Pierce gone. Get those guys off the board. See, at least when we go these 3 RBs, we're not spending too much capital by adding another one in like the 7th round and then in the 10th, because that's when your team can start to look unbalanced. This is probably going to end up with 5 RBs, I would think. I like the Hill click. I think we're going to go JJ McCarthy here. He says, damn you, Pat. Again, just having another option of a rookie QB to end up in New York. I like the Ricky click by Steph. Rico off the board. Russ off the board. 5th QB. This man steals Antonio Gibson from me, but takes 5 QBs. Like, how can you do something so smart? 15 picks before ADP, but then do something so dumb. Maybe that means I'm dumb for taking Antonio Gibson because this guy's taking him. Damn it. Damn it. That's what it has to mean. We can't select anyone this guy's selecting, which is so smart between these two. I actually like Fant. Smart, probably smart. Dude, that's so funny. Just avoid this guy's clicks for the rest of the summer. Smart. I don't love Allen's ADP right now. AJ Dillon and Gainwell. The Gainwell click would be if Swift moves on, but again, like if Swift were to move on, they're going to bring in competition for Gainwell. They already proved that, like, they've already done it, so I don't know. Let's go AJ Dillon. We don't know where he ends up. Maybe he ends up in a favorable situation. Not that he's the most effective running back, but as our 4th RB, it's fine. We're just really looking for bye week, guys. We have our upside with these 3. I like the Jalen Wright click. I have a lot of Jalen Wright. All right, 2 picks left. I'm probably going a 4th QB. And then bringing in another running back. Calling this a day at receiver, which I think we can. Calling this a day at tight end. A.T. Perry? Where's the car team? I'm surprised Vape didn't go A.T. Perry, but he already has Olave correlation, so he doesn't have to force that click. Joe Flacco? Oh damn, we reaching now. I like the Chris Rodriguez click. Would have been ideal for us. Logan bringing in Bo Nix. Is that the 3rd QB? Yeah, it is the 3rd QB. Which again, where we're drafting A-Rich, I would rather be a little thin behind him than have too much invested behind him. Just because where we're drafting him, we're projecting him to be a top 5 QB. So you should sort of adjust and draft like that. I think the worst thing you can do is, like, back him up with Derek Carr and, like, 2 other QBs and have this 4 QB build and spend too much capital. I guess Derek Carr's a bad example because he's basically free, but QB's in this range, like double tapping here. Ooh, Rattler gone. Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking. Wanna what? We're gonna go Gainwell here. It's not pretty, but I picked 225. It doesn't have to be. I like this click. Damn, look at Dennis stacked up at receiver. Stacked up. That's a fun room. We'll see what he does with his last click. This guy, of course, brings in 2 running backs for the 5-6, 5-4. Oh, man. There's no way. There's no way. Michael Carter? Alright. We're bringing in the starter of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ryan Tannehill. Arthur Smith was the OC in 2019, 2020 of the Titans. Now headed to Pittsburgh, and they just released Mitch Trubisky, or they're expected to. Making run for Tannehill. He probably won't even play, like, the full season. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be successful enough to play the full season and impress. So you're probably gonna see Pickett and Tannehill at some point this season, but I think it's nice to have a little backup here at the position. Sure, we can go RB. I think it's between RB or QB here. But in the 20th round, I'm fine with it. We spent what? Our last 2 picks, basically. 17th on McCarthy. We had to, otherwise he was getting sniped. We couldn't wait till the 18th. Plus, what's the difference? So we'll cover everyone's team. There it is. There's the Parker Washington click. Now we got the brainwaves moving. Shock. Let's go. See these last final clicks. Frank Gore Jr. Brock Wright. Yeah, I like the fact that Frank brought in another tight end. And then super stashed. Come on. All right. First off, let's all cry real quick. Or just me. Okay, so we're just under, but again, that's 2 in the small board. Here we go. 3% McCaffrey and 3% Lamb. Dude, so much pain, man. So much pain. Where are those 101s and 102s? Who's getting them all? Who's getting them all? All right, King of Kings in the 2 spot. Prescott and Drake May with Ferguson, Kmet, and Brock Wright. Definitely need that 3rd tight end. Running back Stevenson, Williams, Singletary, Keaton Mitchell, Marshawn Lloyd, Elijah Mitchell, and Chris Rodriguez. I like the RB room. Lamb, Diggs, Dell, Flowers, Higgins, strong at receiver. Yeah, this is a well-balanced team. Maybe a little weak at tight end, but we'll see. If Chicago can get maybe Caleb Williams, maybe we see a big year from Cole Kmet. Logan in the 3 spot, A-Rich, Michael Penix Jr., and Bo Nix with Bowers and Johnson. Probably a little light at tight end. Again, where you're drafting A-Rich, you're expecting him to be like top 4 QB. James Cook, Tony Pollard, Jalen Warren, Rashawn Johnson, Jerome Ford, Gus Edwards. In this click, for me, is probably going to be a tight end. I think you can lean into this group, and this can be a tight end. Jefferson, Ayuk, Pittman, Romeo Doubs, John Dotson, Xavier Worthy, Traylon Burks, Malik Washington. I like the receiver room a lot. I'm not clicking Jahan Dotson a ton right now, but if Curtis Samuel leaves, target should open up for him. Vape in the spot, Tua, A-Rod, and Derek Carr. He saw the auto drafter get like 4 or 5 QBs, and he starts to reach up just a little bit. Basically, to even have to reach Rodgers again after ADP. So, and then he gets to correlate it too with the late Conklin pick. McBride, Pitts, and Conklin. I like that tight end room. Henry, Spears, Hubbard, Moss, Pierce, Shipley, and Schrader. It's a fun RB room as well. Not clicking a ton of Zach Moss, but again, if Jonathan Taylor were to go down, Zach Moss has proved that he can be a really nice handcuff. So he's going in that Tyler Algier range. And I think that makes sense because they're sort of in the similar situation right now. Tyreek Hill, Debo, Chris Olave, Drake London, and then brings in 3 rooks. I like the receiver room. You probably need one of these 2 to land in a favorable situation, though. Shilly in the 6 spot, Goff, Stafford, and Rattler. Laporte and Goddard. I'm cool with these 2. Ham, Montgomery, Brian Robinson Jr., McLaughlin, Murray Davis, Miles Sanders, and Jalen Wright. I like the RB room. Kind of hero running back build. But you get 3 RBs before Brian Robinson, so still pretty strong. Yeah, it's a fun room. Amon-Ra, Cooper Kupp, Rome, DeAndre Hopkins, and you still get 4 receivers before Hopkins is off the board, which I'm cool with. Wicks, Curtis Samuel, Mims, and Burton. Honestly, I like the receiver room too. Maybe a little on the weaker side, but again, Rome, we don't know where he's going to land, so he could end up in a pretty favorable situation. Most likely going to be probably a number 2 on a team where he goes, but Hopkins, Wicks, Samuel, like I like some of these clicks. I think I might be off Mims, but at 187, it's probably worth mixing in there. Shock in the 7, Lamar and Tua. I love this combo. I have a few teams where, for whatever reason, when I go Lamar, it just feels good to pair with the T-Law there. Ingram and Andrews is strong. Brees Hall, Taylor, Kendre Algier, and Justice Hill. I like this RB room. I'm not super heavy on Jonathan Taylor. You get him a few picks after ADP, but you spent a good amount of capital on these first 2 picks, so you're leaning into them hitting. And I think that's smart. Kind of leaning into you being right in this draft is smart. And then you bring in 100 receivers. This is why there was no receivers on the board. DK Pickens, Myers, Josh Dow, Shaheed, Judy, Zay Jones, Devontae Walker, Tyler Boyd, Darius Slayton, and Parker Washington for 11 receivers. Maybe one of these guys can be a tight end. 185, 186. 185, 186. I was going to say if Sanders is there, I'm going Sanders there. And he used to be before his ADP flew up the board. Our team we went over. I think the tight ends are fine. I think the receivers are okay. We have a mix of a little upside and floor as well. Would like to probably see a little more upside, especially with Chris Godwin going back to the slot. DeMar Douglas. Our RB room's pretty strong though. And then QBs, we obviously need Kyler to hit. And I like these 2 rooks. Steph right behind us in the 10 with Herbert and Will Levis. Musgrave, Waller, likely, and Donald Parham Jr. with the potential that Everett leaves. And then they don't bring in Bowers. I don't know. I don't think Parham's like the highest upside. I probably would have gone Brevin Jordan. And then you make the bet that Schultz doesn't return. I think that would be, in my opinion, my click there. Knox can't seem to stay healthy, but I'd probably like Knox over Parham too. Gibbs, Najee Harris, Chase Brown, Trey Benson, Estime, and Israel Banakanda. I like the RB room for Steph. Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, Keen Allen, Terry McLaurin, Christian Kirk, Troy Franklin, Ricky. I like these 3 rookies. And yeah, having 5 receivers by Kirk is extremely strong. So it's a well-balanced team. It's a well-balanced team. Maybe a little weak at QB. We'll see. We'll see. Will Levis will have to start the whole year for you not to fall behind at QB, I think. Dennis with Hurts and Love. I like the pairing. Love Hurts. That's hilarious. Love Hurts. Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer, Aaron Jones, Zamir White, Jonathan Brooks, Braylon Allen, J.K. Dobbins, Rico Dowell, and Michael Carter. It's kind of like modified hero RB build, revolving around Aaron Jones and a bunch of RB2s with a couple rookies mixed in. I like it. I like it. You just don't know. A.J. Brown, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith gets the double in Philly. Christian Watson, Khalil Shakur, Brandon Cooks, Trey Palmer, Rashad Bateman, and Noah Brown. I don't mind the Noah Brown click at the end of drafts. I also don't mind the Darnell Mooney click at the end of drafts. What if Mooney were to resign because he's not going to be able to charge big money, and then they get an upgrade like Caleb Williams? So like I've been sort of gravitating towards Mooney at the end of these drafts too. Could be just me. But guys, I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. If you enjoyed the live stream, go down, slap the like on the way out. Leave a comment. Izzy is right where he needs to be. Let's go. 3 in the little board if you want to join Logan. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for hanging with us. Pounders.